Brutalism emerged in the 1950s as a direct response to the devastation of World War II. With cities in ruins and budgets tight, architects turned to raw concrete, cheap, durable, and quick to assemble. This style, rooted in socialist ideals, prioritized function over form, reflecting the austerity of the era. Early brutalist designs, like Le Corbusier's Unité d'Habitation, were revolutionary, offering mass housing solutions. The cold, monolithic appearance wasn't just aesthetic, it was a necessity born from post-war scarcity. The term brutalism derives from Béton brut, French for raw concrete. This material became the movement's signature, left exposed to showcase its unrefined beauty. The wood grain from formwork often remained visible, adding texture but also reinforcing the stark, unfinished look. Unlike traditional materials like brick or stone, concrete lacked warmth, both physically and visually. Its gray monotony and rough surfaces became synonymous with the style's uncompromising honesty and its emotional chill. Brutalist architecture rejected curves in favor of sharp, repetitive geometries. Buildings like Boston City Hall used towering rectangular blocks and cantilevered slabs to create a sense of immovable authority. These rigid forms, devoid of fluidity, mirrored the mechanistic ideals of modernity. But this mathematical precision came at a cost. The absence of organic shapes made structures feel inhuman. The result was an aesthetic that prioritized order over empathy, leaving little room for softness or spontaneity. Brutalism stripped away decorative elements, no carvings, no cornices, no color. This rejection of ornament was a rebellion against pre-war extravagance, but it also removed the visual cues that make buildings feel inviting. Compare a Victorian townhouse's intricate moldings to the Barbican estate's bare walls. One whispers home, the other institution. The minimalist approach amplified the style's coldness, reducing architecture to its skeletal form. For many, this purity felt less like innovation and more like alienation. Brutalist buildings were often colossal, dwarfing human scale to convey institutional might. The FBI's J. Edgar Hoover building, with its cantilevered overhangs, loomed over pedestrians like a fortress. These designs weren't just spaces, they were statements of control. The overwhelming massing created psychological distance, making individuals feel insignificant. While intended to inspire awe, the effect was often oppressive, a reminder of bureaucracy's unyielding grip, frozen in concrete. Brutalist structures frequently stood apart, surrounded by empty plazas, rather than integrated into streetscapes. This isolation, meant to highlight their sculptural quality, often backfired. Places like London's South Bank Centre became windswept no-man's lands, disconnected from the city's pulse. The vast, unused spaces between buildings felt dystopian, reinforcing the style's reputation for inhumanity. Urban planners later criticized this approach for prioritizing grandeur over community. Concrete ages poorly. Rain streaks, pollution stains, and crumbling edges turned brutalist landmarks into symbols of neglect. The once proud material now looked diseased, its flaws magnified by the style's unforgiving honesty. Buildings like Paris's Les Espaces de Braxas gained a dystopian patina, their decay mirroring critiques of the ideology they represented. This physical degradation deepened the public's perception of brutalism as inherently cold, not just in design, but in its inevitable decline. Public opinion on brutalism remains fiercely divided. Protest signs like "Demolish this eyesore" clashed with preservationists defending the style's historical value. The emotional disconnect was clear. Architects saw purity, residents saw oppression. Yet, recent reappraisals celebrate brutalism's boldness, with Instagrammers and designers embracing its raw aesthetic. The debate encapsulates architecture's power to provoke, proving that even the coldest designs can ignite the warmest passions.